Hello beautiful, welcome to my channel. If you're just bumping into this channel for the first time, thank you so much. I'm glad you stopped by. My name is Chisum. I am a fashion designer and a fashion teacher. On this channel I upload sewing tutorials every week, and I also upload any fashion content that comes up. So today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful dress I am putting on right here. You can see how beautiful this dress is. It has so many details on it, and I'll be sharing with you all how I came about the dress and the designs on it. If you're interested in watching how this was made from start to finish, keep on watching and let's dive straight into the tutorial. Alright guys, these are the items I'll be using for the purpose of this tutorial. Here I have matching zipper, thread, lining, the soft chantilly lace, and my Ankara fabric. For this Ankara, it's in 3 yards and this chantilly is 1 yard. Okay, so total amount of fabric I'll be using is 4 yards, 1 yard of chantilly and 3 yards of Ankara. Now to proceed, we'll be drafting the upper part on a pattern paper. First, I'll rule a line on the top of the paper, and this line is also going to serve as my shoulder line. Now from this shoulder line, I'll measure to get my armhole length, my bust point, my under bust, my waist length plus ½ inch sewing allowance. Okay, so now on this shoulder line, I'll mark half of my shoulder plus ½ inch sewing allowance, and also on the chest line I'll connect the point with a straight line. I'll slant the shoulder by 1 inch. I'll come in by 3 inches from the center front line and connect the shoulder slope to that point. Now I'll go up by half of the armhole line, go in by 0.75 inches, and then curve out my armhole. On the waistline, I'll mark my nipple to nipple divide by 2. Half of my nipple to nipple measurements on the waistline and on the bust point line. Again, I'll connect the point straight. Now I'll open up the dart on the waistline by 0.75 on both sides. I'll connect to the bust point. I'll measure my waist divide by 4. Waist divide by 4 on the waistline. I'll replace this dart I have put here, and then impute my sewing allowance. On the chest line, I'll measure my bust divide by 4 and add my sewing allowance. So I'll connect the chest line to the waistline. Now from the bust point at the side, I will take the difference between my front and back block, which is 3 inches, and I'll connect it back to the dart point. I'll get the midpoint of this side dart and come out by 0.75 or 0.5, and then connect it to the chest line and the waist. Now this angle here is so that by the time we close the side dart, this will help to match up, blend the lines. Okay, so now I'm going to measure what I have on the under bust line here. Here I have 3.5. I'll take it here, and I have, so on the under bust here I have 10.5. What I'm supposed to have on the under bust is 9 inches, because my under bust circumference is 30 divided by 4 is 7.5, and I'm using 1.5 inches allowance, so that will make it 9 inches. But what I have is 10.5. okay, so I have 1.5 to take out. So on this side that goes towards the center, I'll take ½ inch, while on this side that goes to the side, I'll take 1 inch. Now I'm going to connect this point to this point and this point to this point. After connecting to the bust point, I'll connect down to the waistline. Okay, so now the side marking is done. Now I'm going to go up from the bust point. I'll go up by 3 inches. Okay, go up by 3 inches, which is here. I'll mark out the line. Okay, so on this mark here is going to be my over bust, so I'll take ½ inch on both sides for the tightening of the over bust. ½ inch here, ½ inch here. So I'll connect it back to the bust point. For the neckline, I'll take 3.5 inches for the width, and for the depth I'll take 3.5 inches as well. I want to use this curve. You can give this any shape you want. Okay, so because I have this ruler, I felt you can use like this or use like this, whichever. You can use straight line as well. So but for this one I used this curve, so I placed this is the way I placed it. So on this dart leg as well, I'll connect it to this part, so you can see how I am placing it. Now let me see, check this. Now this part I'm going to carve out the yoke. You know, this is like a yoke, the Queen Anne neckline shape. So I'm going to connect it. I'm going to mark it out from this dart to the armhole side. So I'll connect it like this. So all these parts are going out. So this is all for the front part drafting. I'm going to cut it out now so you see the sides that are cut out. So guys, I want to use this medium to appeal to you all who are yet to subscribe to this channel but you enjoy content from this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. That is your own way of keeping me motivated to keep showing up here to upload beautiful content just like this one. Please subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Okay, so I'm done cutting the front. Now let's draft the back part. For the back part, this is assumed to be the center back. The shoulder line. So I'll go ahead and mark the basic lines for the back, which is just the chest line and the back waist length. First thing I do for the back is to come in by 1 inch on the center back waistline and rule it to the top. Now I'll start my measurement taking. I'll measure half of my shoulder plus ½ inch on the shoulder line and mark, and also on the chest line and mark. Then I'll rule the line straight. I'll slant the shoulder by 1 inch just like I did for the front part. I'll come in by 3 inches from the center back and then rule the shoulder slope to that point. I'll get the midpoint of this armhole line and then curve out my armhole. Now the back armhole is usually not as deep as the front one. Okay, so you can see how I'm placing my curve ruler here. Now on the chest line, from this angle, from this line here, I'll measure the bust divide by 4 plus sewing allowance. On the waistline, from here I'll measure the waist divide by 4 plus that allowance and sewing allowance. I'll take my bust span, my nipple to nipple divide by 2 on the waistline and on the chest line. I'll rule that straight. Now on the waist, I'll take ½ inch on both sides for my dart and connect to the top here. Before I connect it, I want to take 0.2 on both sides of this chest line. Don't be confused, just follow me. Follow what I'm doing, follow what I'm doing. I'll connect the waist dart to that 0.25 on the chest line, like so. Now remember, I have added this dart here and my sewing allowance. I'll take my neck width of 3.5 inches. Neck depth will be 1 inch, and then I'll curve my so the next thing I want to do is to curve out the yoke part. Okay, now for the yoke, from the neck depth here, I'll come down by 2 inches. From the chest line here, I'll go up by 1.5 inches. Now I'll connect like this to here. From this point, I'll curve it into this point. Now this is just simple, okay? Go ahead and give it any shape you want. So this is what I did. Now next thing I'll do is to come up by ½ inch from the chest line. I'll come up by ½ inch. I want to create an opening here, so I'll connect this point to here. Okay, so this side will be open, this side will be open, only this side and this side. From here like this, this side is the yoke. Okay, so this side is going out. Now because this chest part is going to lay on its own, that is why I tightened it by 0.5. It's just 0.5 here, 0.2, 0.2, that is 0.5. okay, so now that is all for the back part. I'll just add here, I'll add zipper allowance from this part to down, zipper allowance, but this part will have loops because I'll be putting button. Okay, 3 loops here, 2 loops here. So I'll go ahead and I'll add ½ inch here for the turning of the loop, ½ inch here for the turning of the loop, and then 1 inch for zipper allowance here. Okay, so I hope I didn't get you confused. It's very simple and easy. So I'll cut it out now and then proceed to cutting everything out on fabric. Now when I cut them out on fabric, be rest assured I'll go ahead and add my interfacing to the pieces and then cut them out on lining as well, then proceed to the sewing machine. Now it's time to join the front pieces together. You can see, like I said, I have added interfacing. I also added wadding to the front parts. These are the front pieces actually. Here is the center front and the 2 side fronts, and here I'm arranging them according to how they will be joined together. So I'll stitch from the lower parts all through to the top, and after stitching the first part, I will take the second part and stitch as well. Okay, so just in case you want to be sure how I join them, you can watch the video carefully and you'll be guided properly. So one part is done. You can see the bustier is bustiering already. Now it's time to join the second part. I will back stitch from the beginning and make sure you keep arranging especially the bust parts. You arrange them while you sew along, so everything will match up at the end of the day. Now remember to leave ½ inch on the top part for turning of the lining, though I stitched mine to the end, but I later loosened it. Okay, so you can see the outcome of the bustier. It is giving. Now it's time to stitch the back pieces. I also arranged the back pieces according to how they should be stitched together, and I have stitched one side down. Now I took the other part to stitch as well. For the yoke part, I cut it out on the Ankara fabric, on the lace and then the lining. I laid the lace on top of the Ankara and stitched it down to become one piece before I went ahead to turn with the lining. Now I did this method for both the front yoke and the back yoke. So you can see me arranging the lace on top of the back yoke. Now I also stitched it down all round, all round, so that the lace will not have any reason to be shifting anyhow. Now I'm trying to make the loop that I used on the back side. So this is 1.5 inches strip that I cut, and you can see how I'm folding it. I folded ½ inch on two edges and then folded it again and top stitched on it. I just need 5 pieces of this strip and I cut them out on 2 inches. After cutting, I went ahead to fix them on the back yoke. Now the upper part has 3 loops while the lower part has 2. Okay, so that's why I cut the loops in 5 pieces. After attaching the loops, I now placed my lining over it to turn it with the lining the way I just demonstrated. So guys, if at this point you're yet to subscribe to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, don't forget to like this video, guys. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel. That will be your own way of encouraging me to keep showing up. It's not easy, guys. Creating this content is not easy. I need booster, I need energizer, I need morale booster. You guys should boost my morale. Please hit the subscribe button, like this video so it can be recommended to much soulmates. Thank you. These are the back heels. I've ironed them properly. Now this other side is going to have buttons to go with the loops I added. Here are the front yoke pieces as well. Now I will proceed to attaching the yoke to the body parts. I will attach the front part of the yoke first. You can see I'm trying to pin it down to secure it with the pins so that it will be easy for me when I get to the sewing machine. Now this is the skirt front part. Okay, so I'll open it up now. Now this is the lace, or should I say net, the chantilly net. So I'll just slant the lace over it. So you can see what I'm doing now. So I'll keep arranging it. What I am okay with what I have. I'll go ahead and trim off the excess. I think I'm okay with this shape that I have here. I'll go ahead and pin it in place so that the net doesn't move further. So this is what I have. I'll go ahead and trim off the side, the top part, and this other side. I'll go ahead and stitch the lace to the Ankara on the sides, on the top part, and on this other side. So for the design at the back, these are the 2 back pieces, and I have this piece of chantilly lace left. So this is the side of the back. So I'll lay it from the top of the waistline here. So I'm trying to secure the lace on the Ankara. So after pinning, what I'm going to do is to stitch it straight from the waistline to where it ends, and then I'll gather this part that comes to the center back like this. and this side as well. I'll place it same way I did for this other side, and then drape it towards the center back side. So I'll make sure the drapes are aligned at the center back. The same volume I have on this side is the same volume I will have on this side, but first I will stitch it at the side so it doesn't move. So I can now lay the front on the back and stitch the sides with the allowance that I added. So this is the dress, guys. I have attached the top part to the skirt part. I also went ahead to fix my zipper at the side. Now what is left is to stitch the shoulders together and attach the sleeve. But before I do that, I'm going to turn the fabric with the lining. So I'll open it up like this and place the lining over it. Now before stitching the lining to it, I'll make sure I put down the yoke parts. I'll put them down because it won't be possible if they are up and I want to turn it with the lining. So I'll place the yoke downwards. I'll match the lining piece on it and I'll stitch from one middle part through to the center back. The center back yoke as well is going to be laid downwards on the right side, okay, not inside the lining part, not inside the wrong part, but on the right part. So that's the only way it will be possible to stitch the lining from the center back through to the center front all the way to the other center back. So guys, I have turned the neckline and everything is ready now except for the sleeve. Now I will go ahead and fix the buttons for the loop I created on this center back. Now for the sleeve, I have cut out a basic long sleeve. I believe most of us already know how to draft this basic long sleeve, but if you've not, I have the tutorial already on this channel. I can put the link in the descriptions for those of us who are yet to master the drafting of basic sleeve. It's a very simple tutorial anyway, so I believe most of us know how to by now. Okay, so I believe this is the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Please don't forget to like this video. Please like this video, like it guys. I really need you guys to help me to push this page to grow. I mean, let this page grow. Okay, the growth of this page is what will motivate me to put up. Guys, I'm giving you guys hot. I'm not giving you simple basic. No. I want everyone to be sewing the style that when you pass, people will turn and look at it 2 times. That is the kind of styles I'll be putting up on this channel. So please support me by liking this video, comment, just drop your comment in the comments. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to subscribe, and thank you. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.